Soundtrack is usually written and recorded after final edit to make sure the music matches the final film. The soundtrack is the voice, music, grooving, and sound effect recorded on the film, especially it refers to music. A soundtrack is an audio recording created or used in film production or post-production. Initially, the dialogue, sound effect, and music in a film each has its own separate track, and these are mixed together to make what is called a composite track, which is here in the film. A dubbing track is often later created when films are dubbed into another language. This is also known as an M&E track containing all sound elements minor dialogue, which is then supplied by foreigner distributor in the native language of each territory. From now on, I will show you an example of each track included in a soundtrack. An example of background music and original soundtrack is this. It serves to revive the mood and atmosphere in the movie, even the smallest sound is necessary. Another example of sound effect is this.
Somebody touched my yogurt.
Sound effects are artificially created or interchanged sounds that are used in artistic work to emphasize or express an action, mood, or feeling. Another example of dialogue track is this. This is a soundtrack which carries lip-sync speech. It is similar to recording and voiceover in the video. It is often used in videos such as documentary and scenes that do not appear on the screen but hear a sound. Finally, an example of M&E track is this. M&E track is music and effect track, and it is sound mix of a film. This is an audio track that includes all sound except the existing conversation sound for recording in a new language. Therefore, all original dialogue is removed from an audio track in order to be dubbed by actors of any given language. Though sound play a very important role in film, it can work in very subtle ways. Though it sometimes goes unnoticed, sound design is crucial to the audience experience and can play a huge role in determining how the story is developed. Therefore, we need to use soundtrack. The background sound and atmospheric noise tell the audience where the scene is taking place. These sounds are usually quiet but essential for every scene. They appeal to the audience on a subconscious level. Without the soundtrack, the audience will feel unnatural and the realism of the scene is taken away. Soundtrack isn't just important to make a scene realistic. It is also used as a storytelling device. The combination of elements such as dialogue, sound effect, and atmospheres help to support the story the filmmaker is telling. Soundtrack not only informs viewers where a scene is taking place and what is happening in it. It also informs them of how they should be feeling while watching that scene. The clever soundtrack can leave audience feeling uneasy, scary, happy, or any other emotion you may want in your scene. We should use a soundtrack that matches the scene shown in the film. It should be used to suit each mood and character's emotion, and soundtrack should be used accordingly depending on what video it is, because it can be a documentary, a comedy, a horror, a history movie, or a romance movie. For example, an incorrect soundtrack is in serious circumstance, a cup is dropped on the desk, a strange noise that isn't the right sound effect is heard. To use soundtrack correctly, you must be used to suit the mood and situation. Here's a good example. If two people are in conflict in the video, we should use background music in serious mood while using sound effect that suit their behavior, like the sound effect that fit the staring action and the tense sound effect. All sound can overlap, so background music should be played quietly.